welcome back to another episode of the Lost Codex, a place dedicated to the people, places, and histories of Azeroth's universe. In the previous episodes, we learned of Archaedas and Ionia's plot to steal the Discs of Norgannon, the exodus of the many Titanforged from the northern regions surrounding Ulduar, and the heroic sacrifice Keeper Tyr made as he gave his life to ensure the Titanforged refugees and the truth of Loken's betrayal survived. Today we continue with the story of Loken's continued fall to madness, his efforts to replace the recorded histories within the halls of Ulduar, and the failsafe he put in place to prevent the exposure of his crimes and keep their truth a terrible, forgotten secret. Loken, the once brilliant, noble keeper, now false prime designate of the planet, had failed in his charge to protect Azeroth. After unwittingly allowing the imprisoned old god, Yogg-Saron, to warp and twist his emotions, Loken orchestrated a series of events that plunged him further and further into darkness. From the murder of his brother's wife, Sif, and the exile of Thorum, to the betrayal and imprisonment of the true Prime Designate, Odin. With the attempted murder of Keeper Mimiron, and the usurping and imprisonment of Keeper Freya and Keeper Hodir, Loken's crimes were seemingly endless. To add to the ensuing chaos Loken had inflicted, his participation in Yogg-Saron's plot, although initially unwilling, had allowed for the Curse of Flesh to not only take root within the Forged Wills, but also allowed it to spread to the various Titanforged surrounding Ulduar, including those who had fled south with Keeper Tyr. Even during the Winterscorn War, Ignis and Vulcan's Vrykul soldiers had begun to notice the strange affliction taking root within their iron bodies. By the time the aspects had worked together to contain the Winterscorn, the curse had already started upon its course, and for thousands of years, as the Vrykul slept, the old god's affliction would continue to degenerate them into beings of flesh, blood, and bone. Loken had become a beacon of paranoia, and when news of Tyr's demise and the death of his Cathraxi had reached Ulduar, he became even more desperate. Loken suspected that without Keeper Tyr, Keeper Archaedas and Ioniah would never attempt an assault on Ulduar. Their possession of the Discs of Norgannon, however, was still a primary concern for the maddened Keeper. Their journey south had brought them far out of Loken's immediate reach, and he knew that they would no doubt take refuge within the easternmost facility of Ulduman. There, Keeper Archaedas and Ioniah could seal themselves, their Titanforged, and the Discs of Norgannon from within the facility, making it impossible for Loken to recover the stolen records. With the original Discs out of reach, Loken decided to attempt what had always been deemed impossible. He would replace the Disc of Norgannon with an archive of his own design, an automated library system he called the Tribunal of Ages. The newly forged discs of the Tribunal would contain the events of history as rewritten to Loken's liking. All mention of his crimes and wrongdoings were expunged from the record. His rank of Prime Designate was solidified, and the falsified history within the discs were safeguarded with security protocols designed to neutralize any unauthorized access from outsiders. To further secure the Tribunal, 3 immobile Titanic Watchers by the name of Abednium, Kadrak, and Marnak oversaw the discs, granting it an even stronger facade of legitimacy. Loken's final act to safeguard his crimes and prevent retribution was to sabotage the failsafe device that would draw the interference of the Pantheon, or the planet's constellar, Algalon. Loken reprogrammed the device so that no living creature could summon Algalon, and that only Loken's death would draw the attention of the constellar. If his demise were to come at the hands of his brethren, then Loken would die with the satisfaction of knowing that Algalon would take his revenge by punishing those who had slain the Prime Designate, by wiping out all life on Azeroth. Thank you for joining us for another episode featuring the fall of the Titan Keepers. It's been a few months since we produced one of these animated lore videos. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for staying with us and being patient. As is custom with our Lost Codex outros, I'd like to give a few special shoutouts, starting with Hipnosworld for his custom models that help make these videos so authentic. Hypnos was kind enough to provide us with some updated poses for Keeper Loken and some other characters that you'll see in the next episode. I'd also like to give a proper thanks to where it's due, and that is of course to our patrons. To our current and former patrons of the last few months, thank you for supporting us and allowing us to do what we do. The names you see here on screen are those of the Junior Apprentice rank and up, and they are merely a few names out of many more names who've supported and given us their real-life money to help us make these videos possible. Thank you to each and every one of you, and whether it's a one-time patronage or a continued subscription, your generosity truly means the world to us. And of course, one final thank you to the Lost Codex community for all your love, support, and words of kindness, and for being the best damn community in the entire world of Warcraft. If you love the lore of Warcraft, love the game we've all been playing for so long, and want to surround yourself with like-minded people, join our Discord, link in the description below. With the Shadowlands Alpha Live, get ready to see some new content very soon, either on YouTube or on Twitch at twitch.tv/LostCodexLore. Links are in the description below. Until next time, guys, we'll see you.